Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, another game, another you, another me, in the left-hand corner of the map, in the blue color, playing as Freyr. His name is Nullra. In the right-hand corner of the map, playing as Set. His name is Afim. The map is Megalopolis. The most mega of Lopolises, indeed. Let's see how this game's going to go. This one was sent to me by a Norse enthusiast, a player who very, very much says that Norse is very, very strong. So we're going to be checking this one out. I'm excited to see how Afim's going to play this one. I don't get to watch Afim's gameplay all too often. He's a really strong player from the vanilla days, but, you know, it's a different game. There's a much higher skill ceiling, or not even skill ceiling. There's much higher player skill in the player base. So he can get challenged quite a bit. Recon. We're focusing on this game, but let me just have a quick aside. Odin, Valkyries. That's how you heal your units. You don't need a passive. You've already got it in the favor gen. Valkyries is so good. I think Valkyries are being slept on. Anyways, back to the game. That's a very early wood. Afim. It's very early wood. He has big wood. He has big wood indeed. And so temple coming up. I'm a little bit confused as to what I'm watching, like what his strat's going to be. With the double villagers on wood, he might be going for early Wadjets or something like that. The temple coming up on the front, this has got 40 seconds remaining. So at the best, it's going to be like a 3:20. So it's going to be a 3:30 advance time, which does give the Freyr player quite a bit of time to sort of set up here. And I guess behind all of this, yeah, the wood gather, there's only one thing this can be, which is going to be Wadjets. So he does need to get himself more monuments up. But the bottleneck to Wadjets isn't really wood, it's favor. So you really want to be getting the favor out as fast as possible. There's plenty of builds out there. Jeepers, those houses came down in an instant there. You just see like it was one. How fast is this boy? Yeah, so you want to, if you're going to go for Wadjets or you're going to go for any sort of favor play with the wood, then you want to get effectively the monuments up before you advance. We see monuments of soldiers coming down, but you can definitely advance here and be getting that Wadjet out straight away. But we'll see how it's going to go and see if this is going to be strong. This gold mine is a little bit out in the open here, but it's very, very defensible. There's a talent center here, a nice wall, or some buildings over here as well. Going to be able to defend this one. This forest here is absolutely beautiful for Nullra in this game. Relics on the map. Scarab Pendant, not that useful. Blank of Empress, so not that useful. What's this one? Scales of Echidna is really, really good here for Nullra. It's also good for Afim as well, but it's in the corner of the map. Does anyone know what's there? Nope, and no. Okay, so that really doesn't exist. And Ring of Nibelung. As we see a barracks and a temple coming down. So effectively here, the weaknesses in this base, has Afim actually scouted this out? Not really. So the way that I see set is you have access to this strat, which is incredibly oppressive when it's oppressive. If this strat isn't on, then you have access to other strats, which are also oppressive. So you got to really pick your battles with this. This is why the vision onto your opponent's base, this isn't really about seeing what your opponent is building. Like, you vision in here and you see you see the town center or whatever looking for a shifting sands on here. This is more about, oh, where are the resources? So the wood line over here, over here. These two wood lines are very open. This wood line's open. This one's pretty closed. And you have to come all the way around here to get onto it. So it's going to be tough to hit this wood line and hit this wood line at once, especially if any sort of walls decide to come up on this spot. So we'll see what the plan is, but generally with these sort of set aggressions, you kind of wait until about 6 minutes until you have enough of those Wadjets out, and you just slowly start walking across the map, setting up obelisks as you move forward, and you're going to be able to basically just not misstep, and you're going to be in a good spot. But no Wadjets, just no obelisks just yet, and the town center is now going to be on the way as this barracks is being very, very distractionary. But a good town center grab here from our Freyr player, Nullra. This one is, I mean, if you put the obelisk up, you probably see it. But this one is a little bit on the greedy side. That's not really a great gold mine. It's on the back here, but you can very easily sneak through on this side. So a wall over here to like block this in is going to be really, really helpful for Nullra moving forward. As the it's still moving forward, and Nullra is getting a lot of chicken gather rate here. He's about to get pushed over, but an entire chicken going his wayside as the Wadjet's wandering forward, and he's going to be able to start harassing the in-base gold mine here, it looks like. As the dwarves simply just retreating back, and Afim retreats away. As now we see the obelisk, and that's actually in range of the town center, I think. No, maybe not. I just move forward and attempt to kill off a dwarf. This is a really nice, the more I see this, the more I'm like, this is a really nice gold mine, because Nullra can just retreat away, and then all of a sudden the Wadjets can't hit them because they can't, the dwarves are dodging. And now we see an Asgardian fortress at the top. And the marker coming down on the back. A completely different angle to approach this game would have been just grab a second town center and go straight to Chariot Archer. So Wadjet's coming forward. A lot of good damage getting done in onto this spot. Picking off those rhino gatherers there is going to be very nice. But again, another cheeky little obelisk needs to come down here to spot this up. The wall's getting cleaned up. There's no villagers on this position anymore, it looks like. Nope, they're still there. And Afim going to pull back. Market is up. Heroic Gauge is probably going to be the next step here for both players, as Nullra can't really take a fight at the moment. He's dropping more buildings, and he can't really take a fight at the moment, but neither can Mr. Afim make any sort of push. There's a world here where a villager shifting sands is not a terrible idea. If he just walks forward in onto this spot, villager shifting sands, shank the Asgardian hill fort down with the rest of these units, and then all of a sudden this position is able to be rushed in on. That's Afim moving forward, trying to get some villager kills. Nullra with the garrison here. The dwarves getting harassed off this gold mine as the Wadjets should be able to zone pretty nicely, but on the back here we see the Gullinbursti coming through, and all of a sudden these Wadjets will end up getting dealt with. So it turns out with that town center here, Gullinbursti is going to be really, really good on the back. The villagers going to be shanking down in an attempt to hold themselves here, but a lot of villager losses being suffered as all of a sudden the villager differential is very, very close, and Afim opts to retreat away after all of his Wadjets are cleaned up. So some significant damage dealt. Like we said, the kind of villager difference is getting a little bit equal here. Military difference is still heavily in favor of Afim, but Nullra, he's got 2 town centers. So even losing a whole bunch of villages there, it's not the biggest of deals. The big thing is, though, the Gullinbursti is now down, which will allow Afim a little bit more presence on the map. But this thing here just completely shut down all of this one town center idea. All this pressure has been shut down. There's more Wadjets to come through. Spearman, Axeman, Slinger, and all the other good stuff. So now got the raiding cavalry coming out. Going to be looking for some harassment all over the place. Longhouse coming up on the front. And the defenses all down for the time being as Afim says, all right, let's try it again. It didn't work the first time. Maybe it'll work the second time. No Gullinbursti this time, so a little bit more of a chance to break through. There is a Baboonist set on the other side. I wouldn't mind seeing some obelisks being set over there as well, just to get full line of sight so no gold mines get snuck like this one can get snuck behind this tree line here. See how he breaks down the wall, starting to move forward, but the difference in military is it's not that different. I mean, it's 40, but with a Asgardian hill fort and a town center here, this is such a good defensive position. Raiding cavalry swinging in onto the back position here. No attempt to bring those spearmen around onto the back, but those Wadjets are still going to be sniping down units very, very quickly. As Afim does manage to clean up the majority of these military units, he's still got a very hefty military lead. Remember, his units are getting pumped out much, much quicker than the Norse players are, as Nullra drops down to 20 population, but Afim needs to retreat back out and wait for some more units. Afim also missing out on that 3rd monument. Definitely, every time I watch someone like Mr. Play, Recon Play, they're always prioritizing these monuments, making sure that they're getting them out. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mr. getting his 3rd monument in this sort of a matchup at like 6 minutes 30-ish, maybe even earlier. But nonetheless, we're still going to be seeing those Wadjets coming out at roughly 1 every minute and a touch, 1.5 minutes there. Longhouse is coming up in this position for Nullra. Farms are all up as we see another Asgardian hill fort getting dropped down onto this position. Pretty crazy to see the Asgard. He's got 80 favor in the bank. I would float the idea that this unit in the temple is well and truly worth it. This is 50 favor for this Asgardian hill fort. Getting out, how many is it? 14 favor. You can get out like 3 of those, right? For 50 favor. Plus you've also got 80 in the bank, so you get even more. Double temple. Just spam them. The Asgardian hill fort is up. Houses on the back going down over here. The villagers have to take a little bit of a fight as the raiding cavalry come through. Nice control here from Nullra to get this damage done. The Wadjets are getting some good damage done on the back here as well to try and defend on this spot. And in that moment, just decide to retreat back out. As Afim still 1 town center, he's still slowly but surely falling behind in this game. There is another point at which you can definitely win this one. 2,000 gold left over here. 200 gold left over here. And that point is going to be on this gold mine. But he's got no idea it's there. Whereas Nullra, he does know it's there. So he can sneak over there at any point as Nephthys is now in. This means Scorpion Men are on the table. Scorpion Men are a great sort of substitute for these Wadjets at this point. Can definitely help with dealing with the raiding cavalry or getting in and taking out the thrown axemen. There's Afim poking his head in. Sniping down a Herso just as it spawns there. Nice play. Ring Oath costs 10 favor, and the Asgardian Hill Fort costs 40, so that's 50 favor total. Or an Axeman up to the back position. Got the armory coming up. Dwarves. What are these bad boys doing? They're swinging around looking for something. They're coming onto the gold mine. There's still 1,000 gold left over there. And Afim is now clicked up through Osiris. Nope, not Osiris. Horus. That's Horus. But there will be a big tornado, which, like I was saying, there is another timing here, which this Freyr player, Nullra, can get into a lot of hot water in if the timing is allowed. We see that Feast of Renown immediately clicked up there in the hill fort. We've got 9 waves also coming through as well. This one boosts your hero's speed by 10% and your damage of heroes by 20%. Kind of an insane technology when you think about it. It also boosts your siege, but let's not talk about that. But there is going to be a little bit of a timing here for Nullra to just push out and say, what are you doing in the center of the map? You're not allowed to be here. He does spot it and he says, maybe not attack. Yes, attack. Maybe not attack. Afim can be pulling back. And if this entire army, or at least all of the thrown axemen, get cleaned up by a tornado, life gets very, very challenging here. Would love to see, and I'm not seeing this enough here, I think, from Afim. It's just obelisks on your position, because you can just see the opponent coming forward, and then all of a sudden you can start sniping them with the Wadjet. They're only 10 gold. So the Wadjet's going to start getting some good damage done. We've got the Tempest to come through as Ancestors gets dropped down onto the back position. We're still seeing Afim sitting in this spot trying to take this fight. It's looking like he's actually cleaning up pretty nicely, even under all the duress in the world. The minions here tanking up beautifully on the back. There's really not that many heroes remaining here, because those slingers are able to clean up those throwing axemen beautifully on the back. And all of a sudden, the differential in military is still very, very close here. And now Nullra needs to retreat back. And Nullra is in a very, very difficult position here. He's trying to sneak over onto this gold mine. But look at this. On this top side, Afim has spotted it, and he will immediately send units over there. You don't have to send a whole lot. Just a Scorpion then or something over to that location is going to send a handful of units. There's also the Avenger in. And part of me feels like there is no real rush to drop Tornado in this position. Wait until the population is back up, or if it comes up, wait and then drop it onto the units again in that spot there. There's another Rock Giant gets cleaned up over onto this position here. We've got the units getting cleaned up there as well, but the Tornado does end up getting dropped down onto the main town center. Now this will kill off a town center, but it's relatively low value for what a Tornado can actually do. Wait, will it kill off? It will kill off a town. I mean, it does. Oh, Avenger now coming through with this. No special. There is the special coming in as all these villagers. The poison onto the villagers as a massacre onto that position there. But the villager lead at the moment for Nullra is still in place. He's still got 10 villagers over on this location. However, there's still more units coming in. Action to deal with the berserks here. I love that. As the rest of these units here are going to force off of this gold mine, and all of a sudden, the one gold mine that Afim doesn't know about is getting mad value on the left-hand corner of the map. Now we also see Nebty coming through. Again, imagine 2 more monuments here and more Avengers. Avengers at this point would be absolutely huge, or even Scorpion Men, or even Wadjets, but just even more. Look at the resources. Get those monuments up and get those myth units pumping. They're so good. Nonetheless, he's still got an advantage cooking here as the villagers are back over onto this gold mine. Catapult going to be rolling forward to start sieging this town center, but look at this by Nullra. He is snuck back onto this bottom position, and all of a sudden, Afim feels like he's controlling it, but he's not. The slingers back over here, sniping down units beautifully here. Those thrown axemen are just not that impactful here. We've got some Chariot Archers coming in, priests in as well, just in case a whole bunch of myth units come through. You have to remember that the fight kind of just happened. So, but I don't think that Nullra has really been getting any value in this game or any real damage. So his favor is actually quite low. He's got 40. I don't know what he's been spending it on apart from unique upgrades because the myth units just aren't there. He did have some golems out, but no more. You see the spearmen coming through. These spearmen at the moment don't have any of their unique upgrades in. The Chariot Archers coming through another catapult, slowly starting to roll in onto this position. And the Norse units yet again get swatted back here. Catapult slowly but surely sieging away at this position. Town center on this position going up. Will he ever see that gold mine on the back is the big question. So do I have a priest now coming over here to throw up an obelisk? And Super Afim notices it. He sends a handful of units over there. A couple of priests. Nope, he's going to leave the priest in on that spot. It's the town center here. Just about to go down. And this does hurt. Because this is Feast of Renown going down as the heavy raiding cavalry charging forward. Spearmen on the front. Do they have their upgrade yet? No, not just yet, but still going to be very, very effective at champion as the town center goes down. Over here, the raids onto the gold villages, causing some serious problems there as well. And for the first time in this game, Afim has taken control. He's got himself 1, 2, 3 town centers, 72 to 57 villages here. Now the infantry coming in. There are still a handful of axemen, but this is actually not the best of compositions for Afim at the moment. He needs more axemen to deal with this. We'll see if it's going to go his way or not. He's still got those Wadjets causing a lot of damage, but look at these infantry units now coming in, and there's no front line remaining. And Afim is now getting sent packing here with this forward army. Population is very, very close here. Farms now are starting to come down. Doesn't have any plow, so this is going to be a big, difficult transition. He's got some monkeys over here. He's got some berries over here. He's got some hunt on the back corner. But all of a sudden, the game has been turned on its head. No town center for Nullra versus 3 town center for Afim. See an Asgardian hill fort coming down. This gold is so important at the moment. There's a raiding cavalry moving up to the top corner. Will they find any villages over here? He's looking for gold. There's some very, very nice food villages there. The farms are up. Does he have the upgrades? Still no plow. He's getting Shadoof a little bit late here. No plow, no Shadoof. And all of a sudden, this set economy is sort of feels like it's fallen off a cliff. Raiding cavalry at the top. Town center coming back up in the center of this position here. And Nullra, he's going to be finding his way back into this game. He's got himself 3 Asgardian hill forts. That's worth 3 villages on food. And he's going to have another 2 town centers. That's going to be worth 5 villages on food. Because of Feast of Renown. It's such a good technology. Does he have anything else that I'm missing? No. The army for Afim now starting to cook. He's got 190 population. Charging in over here is the town center. Will end up completing.
Into you.
And Afim going to be pulling back. Yes, we know you didn't stop. We know. It's all good. It's all good, Afim. Afim's in the chat. We've got the Huskars now onto the back line of those Chariot Archers. They actually get called over here a little bit too late as a lot of units are going to be falling. The Axemen will be able to clean them up beautifully, but the raiding cavalry berserks are now through. Afim desperately in need of this heavy axeman technology, this champion chariots technology. In the barracks, he also does not have the scalloped axe, does not have this, what's it called, axe of vengeance, and doesn't have greatest of the 50, which all affect his axeman. Whereas on the other side here, these heavy berserks, they've got themselves bronze upgrades and heavy, so they're significantly better equipped at this point, and Vidar is now coming through. Has anyone done the math on this? How do raiding cavalry work? Champion raiding cavalry go against champion fully upgraded Horus Star Axeman? Longhouse is coming up over here. Great haul on the back as well. Villager gets sniped down. The Axeman will be able to clean up this side, but I'd like to see some walls over here for both players, in all honesty. Just get that security. The game's still very, very close, very much in the balance. But this power spike coming from Vidar is going to be huge. You can aim it at the town center, clean up these units. The best way to use this god power is to aim it straight through the units into the town center. Oh, and the raiding cavalry swinging in from the right here as well. Population, though, for Nullra seems to be, well, it's maintaining in the military category, but Afim needing to retreat back as his military has dropped down to 60. Nullra is at double at the moment as the middle town center going to be able to get taken out. We do have Fafnir joining in the fight. Is there another Fafnir? There's another Fafnir coming. As Nullra looks like he's now got a significant edge. He's got the center control for this town center to grab this one. He's also got 3 Asgardian hill forts. He's got 2 town centers. He's searching around on the bottom to find more villages. The villagers moving over onto these gold mines. You do see a couple of those heavy camel riders to come through and try and deal with the raiding cavalry. Another Fafnir coming through. Look at him go. The Fafnir singeing those villagers in a big way. It doesn't get any kills just yet. Charging through. There were a lot of priests at one point, but no longer. Freyr coming in, sees the opportunity at 300 gold. Says, give me that 300 gold. The town center on the top here about to fall. There's a whole bunch of priests actually coming in. Villagers on the top here, getting cleaned up as well. So Fafnir taking everything out over here as well. Chariot archers. These things are doing actual work at the moment. Like, people say Fafnir is no good. And in a way, he does have a really big weakness. But also, he's got a really big strength as well. The stats. This bad boy. Look at him go. Pharaoh is a great counter to this unit, though. You have to clean it up. The Pharaoh's very squishy. 145 HP, though. So, not so hard to take it out. The army coming up, trying to snipe down the chariot archers on the back. Those Fafnir now cleaning up the villages here as well. So many Migdols coming up for Afim, but he's just not able to keep the population. He's got no gold in the bank. He's got nothing going for him for the moment, but so too is the population incredibly low for Nullra at this spot, as it looks to me like Afim is held, but he's now dropped down to 46 villages. And he's only got 1 town center to produce them at the moment. He did clean up this town center, I think. There was a town center there, but he's cleaned up a little bit. So it's 1 town center apiece, but it's 72 villas versus 47. Are the upgrades in yet? Answer, no. Still no unique upgrades for this Horus of Afim in this game. I think this is where every single part of Afim's problems right now can probably be zoned in onto 2 things. 1, vision. And 2, unique upgrades. Or monuments, basically. He just doesn't have the monuments for them. The raiding cavalry breaking through this point. We do have some Huskal Berserks over on the left, still trying to charge forward. Population is maintaining, but there's so much more military population now for Afim. As he's having to pull back. Still needs to get those axemen out. He's not really producing them. He's scared of the champion raiders at the moment, which are a very, very big threat. But it looks like the army here for Afim, the economy for Afim is just lacking that little bit too much. There's a chariot archers pulling back into the main base. Skull swinging around onto the left-hand corner of the map as well. But the problem here is that Nullra can just grab a town center again. He can clean this top position up. This gold mine's almost gone. This gold mine over here is almost gone. All the gold in the top position here. This one's getting grabbed and this one's gone. Both players are going to be struggling for gold very, very shortly. I haven't seen Silent Resolve get picked up, unironically. Silent Resolve is one of those texts that I don't know about. Look at these bad boys. I think whenever a Berserk dies, they just get even more powerful. 18.5. Oof. And in that moment there, Afim does decide to call it as the Freyr manages to hold on through thick and thin. There was no rhyme or reason to his winning this game apart from this one gold mine going unnoticed and the monuments sort of being forgotten, so to speak, for Afim. I do wonder how different this game would have been if Afim had had those monuments, because then he would have had access to those Horus upgrades. I mean, he's got the favor for them now, but it's just too little too late. Or alternatively, having the monuments up and then making Avengers for this other fight would have been... I don't think that the units here that Nullra was making would have been able to hold there. But nonetheless, a well-played game for Nullra. He held on through 0 town center trauma and manages to find the dub. If you guys enjoyed it, please consider the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.